Hello friends, hello subscribers. Another moderately obscure cartridge for you. This is a Wildcat on your left. It's a 357 Herrett, which is made from the parent case 3030 Winchester. I make these from 32 Winchester Special. It's a little easier to do. It's not quite as dramatic to open the case mouth. It fires a 357 or 38 caliber bullet, very much like a 38 Special or 357 Magnum cartridge would fire. Originally developed by Steve Herrett and Bob Milek, or Milek, in the 70s. It was developed for hunting and silhouette shooting, which was quite popular at that time. The 357 Herrett itself is an outgrowth of the earlier 30 Herrett, which was a smaller case, still based on the 3030 Winchester, but in 30 caliber only. This cartridge develops quite a bit of energy. This particular cartridge I used at one time when silhouette shooting was popular in Canada, or had some popularity. This is an early Contender handgun, fairly early one. It would be from the 70s. This particular barrel is the Super 14. It has a 2.5 to 7 burris with the SSK Industries SOB mount. And yes, it has 3 rings. It develops quite a bit of recoil, and in the past it has damaged a 2-ring setup by actually breaking the rear ring, which is surprising. These are a break action pistol. They operate from firmly depressing the trigger guard. As you can see, at this tang at the bottom of the trigger guard is depressed firmly, and that causes the action to open. These pistols at one time were popular for hunting and silhouette, and they're still used to some degree in the United States, but in Canada that sport is dead. Here's another barrel for the same Contender pistol. This one happens to be in 222 Remington. This is the original box where the barrel came. And here is a fore-end and barrel in the 10-inch configuration. And this one is chambered, I believe, in 3030 Winchester. See if I can get in close. And the 3030 is a potent cartridge in a 10-inch barreled Contender. However, it has tremendous knockdown power on silhouettes, even the rams at 200 yards. However, in comparison, the 357 Herrett has quite a bit more energy. It can be used with a variety of different bullet weights. I've had various success with a variety of these bullets. At one time I shot the Hornady 140 grain hollow point, which is a little bit of a frangible bullet, made more for the 357 Magnum handgun. And for high velocity loads, 110 grain Hornady. Ultimately, for quite some time, with some success with silhouette, I ended up shooting these 160 grain jacketed silhouette bullets. This may sound a little silly, but there was a school of thought at the time that stated that the dwell time on the steel target was as important as the energy to knock it down. So in essence, dwell time is the time that from the very moment of impact, the time that the bullet spends on the target, either flattening or deforming on contact with the steel target, and to the very moment that the bullet deflects away to the ground. Some people at the time felt that a soft-nosed bullet would cause the bullet to deform at the point of the steel, causing the bullet to in effect steer more onto the target, thus having more energy transfer before deflecting away. I don't have any solid proof that that worked, although this bullet worked quite well. And to add some element of personal experience with that, I used these Hornady bullets briefly. They turned out to be quite ineffective on the steel targets. They, for whatever reason, even though the velocity was good, it seemed difficult to knock the rams and turkeys down. Perhaps there is some truth to this dwell time theory. The powders I've used with good success, or at least velocity powders, are Hodgson's H110 and IMR 4227. Get about the best velocity with that combination. You're looking at velocities with a 110 grain bullet of around, you can get it close to 2,700 feet per second. And then the heavier bullets, like the 140 grain, you can get up close to 2,300, if not right on 2,300. And the 160s, ultimately I settled on a load that gave me 2,100 feet per second with a 160 grain bullet, which is, relatively formidable. Not quite the same power as a 30-30 out of a lever action carbine rifle. So fairly considerable. Because of current firearms laws in Canada, which I hope will be changed soon for the better, handguns are just about dead in Canada. The sale, transfer, purchase, and importation of handguns is now prohibited. It's a terrible blow to the sport and to the community, and for no good reason, other than to score political brownie points with urban voters, which I think in recent times, to the credit of the urban people, they're no longer buying that story. They see that the crime guns being used are illegal, imported illegally into Canada, and used by criminals. No one is using a handgun like this to rob variety stores or enforce drug territories. It's ridiculous. At any rate, that's the end of the political speech. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope this was of some mild interest. Thank you. Goodbye.